All right, so my favorite activity, hear this. So I use social media a lot and I'm always interacting and chatting with teachers. Um, and sometimes I get questions like, how can I do this? How can I go over this topic with my students? How can I work on whatever, right? And I always tell them, well, I'm not an expert, but this is something I've tried, or this is something that has worked for us, or this is something that I'm planning to do. And then I tell them, what do you do? What have you tried? How do you go about it? And many teachers share how they go about it. And they end up sharing the most creative, amazing, out of the box, original ideas. And I'm like, are you kidding? You just said you were not creative and you didn't know how to do this. And you have this lovely idea. Come on. I mean, it sounds wonderful. Now I am going to do what you said. So, this is the activity. We're going to keep a notebook handy. And I know you have one, you don't need to get a new one. I know that all of you have one at home that you have never used because it's cute and perfect and you don't want to ruin it. So grab that one, the one that you have there sitting at home, and you're going to keep it handy all throughout the year. All right? Every time the day is over, it doesn't have to be after every single lesson, but once the day is over, right? I know you probably want to go and have lunch or have a coffee. Maybe you want to go and have dinner, but take 2 minutes. It takes 2 minutes, I promise. Write down the things that work and write down the things that don't work. And that's all you have to do. Maybe you did something, you go to class and you do something and you realize that all your students love that. And you're like, okay, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to do this again. I don't know what happened, but let's repeat that. You try a new game. You saw a teacher, I don't know, playing a game with their students on Instagram, and you thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. You tweak it a little bit because, I don't know, you know your students, and it works. Write it down. You join a session like this one. You see an activity that you like, write it down, right? And also write down the things that don't work. We played a game. Students didn't like it. I planned this lovely speaking activity. They didn't speak. That's okay. Write it down. Write everything down. But the cool thing is that the moment we write things down, we define them. Because, sometimes we leave the classroom and we go home and we think, okay, that was not very good. I wonder what went wrong. I wonder how I could make that better. But we also don't really know what happened. So the moment we write it down, we're like, oh, it was the instructions, or it was the example, it wasn't that clear. Oh, maybe I should have shared a model. It's really easy to find solutions to things the moment we describe them or give them a name or identify them. So write things down, everything, the things that work, the things that don't work, everything. And the cool thing is that the moment we keep a record of all these things, right, we're going to end up with a very long list. And someday we're going to go back and say, okay, what did I write last month, or what happened last year? And we might end up saying, hey, that was a lovely idea. I want to do that again. Oh my God, that project, I forgot about it. We have to do that one more time. So I think that teachers are the most creative people ever. And I often interact with teachers who say, no, I'm not very creative. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to go about it. And yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm convinced that the moment you take 2 minutes to write things down, the good and the bad, that's when you go, oh, you know what? That was a very good game. And I came up with it.